Hi everyone, it's Sam and I'm back with another video for lawnfawn. Today I made a card with the new Rainbow Sentiments, Year 11, Out of This World, Party Animal, Puffy Cloud Borders, and the new Over the Rainbow die set. I am starting by coloring all of my images with Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, just like I usually do 99% of the time. I usually, again, most of the time, start by coloring my images with the darkest shade and then the medium shade, and then I bring it back all out with the lightest shade or water brush. I used mustard yellow and lemon yellow for the sun. Now this image, I'll show you the colors I used for the cheeks in a minute. But for this little Year 11 image, I am only using 2 colors. I'm going to be using pink and pale orange. And instead of using 3 colors, because these are kind of very different on the spectrum of colors, I'm starting by using my darkest shade where I want it to be the darkest. Then I'm using the lightest shade all the way to the right, and then pulling it together in the middle. For the little red ring around the planet, I'm using mocha brown, scarlet red, and carmine red. And next I'm going to be using orange and bright yellow for the for this planet. This turns out to look like a basketball, and as soon as I color in orange, all I can think about is how this looks like a basketball to me. So that's where I am this whole entire card. Here I'm showing you I use light carmine and pale orange for coloring the cheeks of all these little planets. Right there on the basketball, coloring in his cheeks. Next, I'm going to move on to using green, May green, and yellow green for the non-basketball stripe planet. As you can tell, of course, I'm coloring these planets in a rainbow order because why not? That makes me happy. I couldn't resist coloring this one like planet Earth, so I'm using turquoise green, light blue, and pale green to color the water, I'm using air quotes, portion of the planet. Then I'm just using turquoise green. Oh, I'm sorry, I just used turquoise green and light blue for the water, and then I use I use those same colors and add the pale blue to the land to make it green. Sorry, that was tough. Next, I'm using platinum brown and vanilla for the moon. I thought about making it its own planet, but then I thought, nope, I'm giving this Earth its moon in honor of Artemis 2, which I'm obsessed with. I'm using light violet, purple, and sugar almond pink for the last little planet. I love this color combo because it's purple, but like pinky purple, which is my favorite shade of purple. Next, I'm going to be using my not favorite shades of purple, but I wanted to finish the rainbow. So I'm using violet and lilac. And these are pretty in their own right. They're more blue, obviously, more blue toned. But I do like how it all looks together. So, but it's just not my favorite. I do prefer the pinky purples. I'm just going to add some more pink cheeks to the last little planet, and then I'm going to use the same purples to color in the ring of this planet that I used to color in the planet. Lastly, I'm going to be coloring in all the party hats, and they're all colored in the same. I'm just using the same colors I used to color the planets, so no new colors are being introduced. Just reds, the oranges I used for the basketball planet, the yellows I used for the sun. I mean, the little stripes on these party hats are so tiny that there's barely any coloring happening. And then just a little bit of blue for the last little stripe, and that's the colored images. Oh, I do blend them a little bit, but unnecessary. Okay, next I'm gonna use some acetate that I have. Sorry, my cat is knocking things off my desk. And alcohol inks and a heat gun, and I'm just adding color to this acetate. That's the first layer, and then I'm just going to use the same colors and go over the areas again just to make it a little bit more saturated, because I knew this would be going on a ink blended background, so I kind of wanted it to stand out on its own and not on its own. I'm also using a little bit of alcohol solution to thin out the colors so they spread more. And I'm showing you how it looks on white paper. It looks so pretty on the white paper. Just a few more dots. Alcohol ink is so fun. This is actually such a short process, and I just wanted to make it last longer. So I just kept adding things to it and adding colors and shades because it really was so fun. And then I'm going to set that aside to dry while we do the rest of the card. I mean, it's already dry, but you know what I mean, more dry. Next, we're going to ink blend for 84 years. Does anyone remember the old woman from Titanic? That's how long we're going to ink blend here, okay? I'm using Uncharted Mariner, Peacock Feathers, and Salvaged Patina. And this is my card base for the card. And I'm starting with the darkest color, then the medium color, doing a tiny bit of black soot at the top, and then going all in with all the colors again because you know I like to have my ink blending super saturated. I'm going to be using this little bookmark looking piece from the Over the Rainbow die set that I already die cut from white cardstock. And I'm going to be ink blending it in the same colors in the same order. It's a lot of ink blending and it's more of the same. Now, I happen to love these colors together. I think it's like the perfect turquoise, the perfect greenish teal. I really like how it came together. So and you know me, I do not mind getting inky. So, and then this is going to be, I'm just showing you, I just need to ink blend the same color, same order, by the way. I just need to do the right side of the paper because this is what I'm going to use behind the die. So this is what's going to show when you pull the tab up. And I don't need to do the whole part because the whole part is not going to show. And I'm just showing you that this is covering where I want it to go. I'm showing you I die cut the little strip that goes on the bottom of our mechanism, and I'm going to use the little arrow from the set as well at the top of the pull tab, and I'm just using the same colors, guys. This is not a lot of thinking, just lots of ink blending. Dark on the sides, light in the middle, little tiny bit of black soot to make it pop. And I'm going to be cutting, I use the puffy cloud borders to make my own stencil. I need to buy the stencil, the cloud stencil from Lawnfawn, but I haven't done that yet. So I just made my own, and I'm just using it with the same colors, but way more pressure. I'm like pushing down kind of hard, and that gives the tone on tone cloudy look, which I'm obsessed with, as you know. And I'm going to be doing, again, this on all of the cards. I really love this look. I thought about making a galaxy background, and I might still do that for another card, but then I thought about these colors and cloudy background. I thought that would be a fun little way to get the rainbows to pop. So that's the first, that's going to be the card base. That's going to be what you see on the card front. This is the pull tab. This is what's going to be pulled. I'm not lining up the clouds as I'm ink blending because they don't really need to line up. There's, when you pull the tab, it wouldn't line up. So I'm just keeping it just in the same, as far as I'm just doing clouds on all of them, but I'm not making sure they line up with the other layers of this card, which you could totally do, but I didn't put in that effort, and I think it still works out pretty good. This is the pull tab that you'll see. This is what will pull tab, when you pull it, will reveal. I really just needed some clouds on, like, I would say the bottom third of this, because you're never going to pull the tab all the way out of the card, so you don't need to see the top. But I did bring up this ink blending of the clouds all the way to the top because why not? I was already here. I was already in it. I was already ink blending like a mad person. So that's all. I mean, doesn't it look so fun? Okay, so now I'm going to splatter some white acrylic ink on top because I wanted it to mimic, like stars. And I love splattering, as you know, so I could not resist adding some white acrylic ink stars as splatters for all of these. And again, just doing it all together. While that was set aside to dry, I'm heat embossing the sentiment from Out of This World. I'm actually splitting it up into two banners that I'm going to create. And I'm just heat embossing it in white onto some black licorice paper. And then I'm going to set that aside once it's finished so that I can have it when I'm ready to put my card together. Okay, I'm showing you how I'm using this piece of the die. I die cut it out. I just lined up the top edge of that die with the top edge of my paper. The two little tabs poke up above the card. Then I'm showing you, I already showed you that this is what I die cut, our little bookmark looking tab piece. And then here is our alcohol ink from Acetate that I die cut with the slider part, which is so fun. Usually you want to attach your tab that you to the front of our rainbow. This is the rainbow. You don't want to use liquid glue usually. I used liquid glue in this case because I'm dealing with acetate and I wanted to make sure that the tape stayed, if that makes sense. But if you're just using paper, definitely just go with the 1/8 inch tape rule. That's the perfect tape for this card. I'm heat embossing a sentiment so that when we slide the mechanism up, the rainbow up, you get to see a fun little bonus sentiment. And now I'm attaching the 1/8 inch tape to the back of our rainbow and the top front of the rainbow. So that's the top front and that's the back bottom where the tape is. In order to make this die, you're going to remove the release paper from the back bottom. Again, I'm only using glue here because I'm using acetate. Attaching it to the bookmark, kind of looks just there. I'm going to remove the release paper at the top, add just a tiny bit of glue, again, only in this case. And then I'm going to attach the card front to the front of that. And there we go. It makes a little Z, and you can see it's already kind of working. Next, I'm adding foam tape all around our little tab, our little rainbow slider. You definitely want to add some on the bottom. Make sure nothing is touching the slider part though. And I'm testing it again. Yep, it all works great. Then I'm going to line it up and attach it to the back of the card. Here are my planets all cut out. There's a little basketball guy. They're ready to they're ready to party. I'm attaching everything. When I attach my banner right there, I'm making sure not to put any glue where the rainbow is. Same with our little planet here, making sure no glue is touching the rainbow mechanism. I'm actually gluing our Earth and Moon directly to the rainbow slider because that's fun. They're going to go for a ride, and the sun is going to pop up in our slider tab because it's his birthday. And I'm out of frame, and I'm so sorry I'm out of frame here. I also attached our little green guy to the side of the card, and now I'm going to fold over my white card base and attach the card to that. And that's it, guys. We made it, and it's so cute. Look how fun this is. I love the sun peeking through our little rainbow acetate. It slides up to say, wishing you sunshine and rainbows. Today, the world revolves around you. I think it's so sweet. I love the sun. I love the planets. What a fun little ride the Earth and Moon are going on. And I think it's just the most fun. Thanks so much for joining me. Be sure to check out this card up on the Lawnfawn blog and have a great day. Bye.